The studio lights shone like 1,000 tiny suns, casting a brilliant glare over the polished floor of the chase set. Cameras swiveled around as the host's voice boomed across the arena, his signature charisma filling the air. Tonight was meant to be another routine episode, a series of mind games, strategy, and suspense. But for one contestant, tonight would become a story etched into television lore. A tale of triumph, heartbreak, and the fragile thread between the two. Emily Carter, a 28-year-old schoolteacher from Nottingham, sat poised at her podium, fingers nervously tapping against the smooth surface. Her heart raced, a steady drumbeat in her ears that competed with the announcer's voice. She had prepared for this moment for months. Mock quizzes, strategy discussions, even mental exercises to maintain focus under pressure. Every second of her life had, in some way, been leading to this room. She was close, so close, to claiming the prize she had dreamt of since the audition call months ago. The first round had gone smoothly. Emily had answered questions with precision. Each correct answer a step closer to the money waiting in the final round. Her confidence had grown as her winnings accumulated. The chaser, a formidable figure of knowledge, intimidating in stature and intellect, was waiting across the floor, poised to snatch away her victory. But Emily wasn't afraid. She was ready. Then came the final chase. The rules were simple enough, at least in theory. Answer the questions correctly, outrun the chaser, and walk away with the jackpot. But the pressure in that studio was different from anything Emily had experienced. Every wrong answer felt like a looming shadow, every second lost a heartbeat closer to defeat. And yet, Emily thrived under pressure. She leaned into it, feeding off the energy, letting her instincts guide her as she barreled through the questions. 10 seconds remaining, the host shouted, excitement crackling in his voice. Emily's eyes widened. She was within touching distance of victory. The final question flashed on the screen. Which European city is known as the City of 100 Spires? The answer came to her instantly. Prague. She didn't hesitate. Prague, she exclaimed, her voice firm and triumphant. A collective cheer rose from the audience. She had done it. The buzzer sounded, signaling the end of the round. Her chest heaved as she waited for the confirmation that her prize was hers. But then came the unexpected silence, a pause that stretched painfully, almost cruelly. The host frowned slightly, exchanging a quick glance with the production assistant at the side of the set. "Emily," he said carefully, his tone dipping into seriousness, "I'm afraid we have an issue. We need to review your last answer." Emily's brow furrowed. "What? But I got it right. Prague." Her voice shook, not with fear, but confusion. The chaser, a man known for his stoic demeanor, raised an eyebrow, sensing the tension. "What's the problem?" he asked. "It appears," the host continued, "that a rule may have been broken." A hush fell over the studio. Cameras zoomed in on Emily's face, capturing the widening shock in her eyes. She had studied the rules inside and out. She knew the game's mechanics like the back of her hand. How could she have broken a rule? The assistant came forward, holding a small tablet. "It seems," he said, "that your buzzer was pressed slightly before the question finished appearing on your screen. Our timing software flagged it as a possible early response, which is against the official rules." Emily's heart sunk. "That can't be real," she whispered, though her voice carried enough for the cameras to catch. The host's expression softened, almost regretful. "I understand, Emily. Believe me, we hate these moments. But rules are rules. We need to review the replay before moving forward." Time slowed. Emily's mind raced. She remembered her preparation, The countless hours practicing under pressure, the late nights reading trivia books, memorizing facts that most people would forget in a second. And now, all of that teetered on the edge of nullification because of a split-second technicality. The replay played. On screen, Emily's finger was indeed slightly ahead of the final word on her screen. It was imperceptible to the naked eye, but the software captured it. A murmur rippled through the audience. Some were sympathetic, others stunned by the strict enforcement of rules. Emily's hands trembled, gripping the podium as if holding on to the last thread of her dignity. "Do you disqualify me?" she asked, her voice barely audible. The host's sigh carried the weight of the moment. "It's not exactly disqualification, but the answer can't count. The rules dictate that an early buzzer invalidates the response. I'm afraid we cannot award the prize based on this answer." Emily staggered backward, as if physically struck. Her legs felt weak, her vision blurred with the sting of injustice. Every scenario she had imagined, victory, celebration, her family's proud faces, crumbled in an instant. She had been seconds away from glory, and now it was gone. The chaser remained silent, his expression unreadable, but even he seemed affected by the heartbreak radiating from Emily. "What happens now?" she asked, her voice cracking. "You still have the opportunity to play," the host said gently. "You can continue, but the jackpot has to be recalculated based on the remaining rounds." Emily's mind raced. She wanted to scream, cry, throw her notebook across the studio, anything to release the frustration. But she also wanted to finish the game on her own terms. Taking a deep breath, she straightened, trying to salvage the remnants of her composure. The next questions were brutal. Every wrong answer felt like salt on a wound. Every correct one, a small, insufficient balm. The studio audience clapped and cheered, but their encouragement felt distant, muffled by the storm of disappointment inside. Yet, amid the chaos, Emily discovered something unexpected. She realized that the heartbreak, the frustration, the abrupt disappointment, they were part of the story she would someday tell. She found a spark of determination in the ashes of her dashed hopes. This wasn't the end. Not really. In the final moments, she managed to edge past the chaser again, narrowly securing what remained of the prize. It wasn't the full jackpot she had imagined, but it was hers. She had fought, stumbled, and gotten back up to claim victory, albeit with a bittersweet aftertaste. When the cameras finally cut to the audience cheering and flashing lights, Emily's face was a mixture of exhaustion, relief, and lingering sorrow. She had learned an unforgettable lesson. In a game of seconds and rules, even perfection isn't always enough. And sometimes, heartbreak can be the catalyst for a deeper, more meaningful triumph. As the cameras cut to the audience cheering and flashing lights, Emily's face was a mixture of exhaustion, relief, and lingering sorrow. She had learned an unforgettable lesson. In a game of seconds and rules, even perfection isn't always enough. And sometimes, heartbreak can be the catalyst for a deeper, more meaningful triumph. As her walk off the set, clutching her winnings, would be a story long remembered in television lore. A story of courage, heartbreak, and the exhilarating dance between the two.